before you hit
We
record.
are.
He's hitting record.
We are back. Yeah, this is the right spot. We are back.
Welcome to a double stuffed Oreo power hour.
Those weren't even double stuffed.
Are they not?
No. Oh, they are? I didn't even notice.
It sounds like you got double stuffed. You could just stitch it onto this.
All right.
You could just put the double stuffed Oreo power hour and just stitch it onto this. Save it in folder 2. It's so much easier. All right. Welcome back to part 2 of the double stuffed Oreo power hour.
We're actually focused on the game, so you won't kill the recording this time.
Maybe.
Probably not. I mean, who knows? All sorts of things could go wrong. He could pull the power plug again. Oh no, press the power button again. It's on the top.
It's on the top. Yeah, it's right here.
It's really vulnerable. It's actually really vulnerable. It could totally happen.
I still can't believe I did that, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you ready for fucking... This is going to be a long-ass episode.
Yeah. I mean...
And...
Go ahead.
I don't get... Do you want to try to get to the end of this today? Are we doing it?
I think we can finish the game.
We can finish the game?
Because they're probably not going to get here for another 2 hours and like 10 minutes.
Yeah, or so. And then after
And
we'll
then-
eat for like an hour and a half, come back.
We'll probably get back around like 9, 10 o'clock.
We have 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours recording, and we'll be...
Technically, we have unlimited time.
We have unlimited time. Because we could go all night.
See, that was a little visual gag for us here in the studio.
Your studio needs better air conditioning.
Dude, it's so hot in here. It's been like this all week. I literally, I forgot what I was doing. I got up and just took all my clothes off and sat back down. I was like, let's play League of Legends, baby. I was like I had all my lights off. It's just, it's so hot in here. It's awful. And if you notice, when you walk out of my room, it's 10 degrees cooler.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
I don't know why. You just need a big box fan that we can blow.
Yeah, and fucking the audio is just...
We just need moving air. We don't need, we just need more moving air. If it was just running past our feet, it'd be fine. Anyway, do you want to
Why don't you get up and get a fan and just...
I'm not going to fan you.
The whole time?
No.
He
You
thought
don't pay
about
me
it.
enough for that.
I pay you? Alright, am I tabbed in?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because you're not going to fucking stop the recording.
Okay, yeah, I'm tabbed in. You'll love to see it. I'm a little, so apologies. Gamer. At first, I thought it was a dream. I was staring at this strange sheet, not really understanding what it was. That was all. I didn't go after it, nor did I ridicule it. This was after he talked to Takano.
Yeah, this is after Takano dropped him off.
Yeah, and then he woke up. So this is a day after
This is the morning after.
the Watanagashi.
This was the morning after he had a night with Takano.
I think we'd all like a night with Takano, if you know what I mean. She's going to kill me. She would kill every single person involved. A night with Takano is a night spent in the grave. The fact that... Fuck. Gamer. The fact was that the boring view was the ceiling of my own room, but I didn't realize that for a fairly long time. Yes. I thought I had been dreaming, but I'd actually been staring at the ceiling the whole time. Keiichi sleeps with his eyes open. Lethargy introduced by the voices of the cicadas. Even after I realized I was awake, I couldn't draw forth the energy to sit up. Everything I could see, everything I could hear, everything was like a television broadcast that had already ended. The Frasier show? It was hot. So hot I could choke on the heat. My back was moist with night sweats, and it felt gross. Unable to endure it any longer, I tossed in my futon, and finally, blood started coursing through my brain.
Oh yeah, we are in the same month right now. It is June.
Yo, Keiichi canonically exists in the United States of America, Georgia, South America.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Japan gets fairly hot. Probably.
Oh, Japan probably gets hot as
Probably
fuck.
it probably does get like 30 Celsius, pretty close to above 30 Celsius.
Look it up. I lazily recalled the long day I had yesterday. The reality, as I lay here listening to the voices of the cicadas, and yesterday so different from it. In order to kill Satoko's uncle, I had rehearsed, formulated a plan, and dug a hole. It was very hot, and I was tired, wasn't I?
Currently 88 degrees, or a high of 88 in Gifu, in the prefecture of Gifu.
In Gifu?
Mm-hmm.
Man, must
Oh
be
well,
nice.
it's like 7 a.m. right now, so yeah, it's gonna get up to 88.
It's like what, 90 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Japan.
Pretty sure-
Fuck you.
I'm
We're
pretty
10
sure
degrees
this
hotter.
Sunday, this Sunday, next Sunday is in July, isn't it?
No? No, next Sunday's still in June.
Oh yeah, okay, but either this or next Sunday. Probably next Sunday is Watanagashi.
Oh!
There's gonna be a whole event that Ryukishi just announced like last week.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, like it's not like this is like haha
No,
funny.
like I mean, in game it's one of these Sundays, and then there's some event that's happening.
Yeah, but it's actually like
I think it's
haha,
the
haha
26th.
funny Ryukishi's actually doing something for the Watanabe. That's cool. And when everything came, I went to school and called him out on the phone. I panicked for a moment when he asked where the police station was, but it worked out. And then I awaited him and swooped down. I couldn't remember anything. What? I couldn't remember anymore what sort of emotions I'd let control my body. In any case, it didn't go smoothly, but I did it. It was very hard to dig the hole for the body. That feel of the rain pelting down on me, I don't think I'll ever forget it. Sorry, Magnus Archive thought just came into my brain. The rain, the mud, and the sprays of blood. I'm trying to figure out, like, what avatar Keiichi would be of the 14.
Okay.
I feel like Keiichi would be a slaughter.
A slaughter?
Yeah, one of the slaughter avatars. He just kind of, like, freaks out and commits ultra acts of violence. That's what the slaughter does. That's an avatar of the slaughter right there. The rain, the mud, and the sprays of blood. The sensation of floundering in a swamp. When I met Takano-san on the way home, that wasn't good, no matter how I interpreted it.
It could also be like the avatar of the eye because of how many questions he asks.
How much he watches and absorbs.
Yeah. And how it drives him insane.
I'm gonna say it. Rika's the avatar of the beholder. Rika's a beholder for sure.
Beholder.
I think Keiichi is of the slaughter. Rika is of the beholder. Rena?
Rena's not the slaughter? Rena would be the slaughter. What are you talking about?
I think Rena would either be the slaughter or like maybe the stranger. She has weird uncanny
No,
shit.
Rika's the stranger. Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
he's right. No, he's right. He's right. Rika's just no, he's just right. He's right. What Mion? Mion of the meat, the flesh.
Oh my god.
It was the most misfortunate and uncalculated thing that had happened that night. I've been doing that now, though. Now that I know, like, the 14 powers, I go through media and I take characters and I go, I wonder what avatar you would belong to. It's a lot of fun, actually. Everything would have been perfect. If only I hadn't encountered her.
Her.
Ha! I was just riding my bike, with my shovel in one hand, though the downpour... Oof. I was just riding my bike, with my shovel in one hand through the downpour, utterly soaked. There was no way someone could surmise I was a murderer burying a body just from that information.
But they can make a very good guess.
You know, when I see someone holding like a bloodstained sword and out in the middle of a field during the middle of the night, just walking aggressively,
Yeah.
you know, it's a little, a little sussy baka. Now that I was thinking calmly, napping under the morning sun, that's what I thought. Still, the more I think about Takano-san's eyes, it seemed like she understood. Takano-san, she knew that I'd killed someone, buried them, and that I'd been on my way home, exhausted. Takano-san wouldn't gain anything from selling me out to the police, but that didn't mean I couldn't feel at ease. But that didn't mean I could feel at ease. I should have killed her. I had crossed such a bridge to get my tranquil life back, and I'd finally achieved it as a result. But now, for the rest of my life, for all the tranquil days starting today, I'd have to live in fear of when they could suddenly end. I may have twisted my ankle, dulled from total exhaustion. The fact that I couldn't make the snap judgment I needed to, I regretted it more and more as time went on. You didn't have a choice, Keiichi Maebara. You didn't have a choice at any time. Crying. You didn't have any choice at the time. You were tired. You were a mess. Even if you had made the decision, you might not have been even able to kill her. She might have just beaten you instead. In that sense, parting ways uneventfully could have been the safer option. Dude, he would have gotten his ass fucking clapped. Takano would literally kill Keiichi in like a heartbeat.
He would send mountain dogs after her.
Oh, with that
mountain dogs.
Yeah, she'd send the mountain dogs. She herself would be one of the dogs. It'd be a fucking massacre. No matter how sharp Takano-san's intuition was, she had no proof. Her suspecting of me didn't amount to evidence by itself. Logically, I know that, but that doesn't mean I have nothing to worry about, does it? Just worry about when the time comes. Now isn't the time to be worrying. It's the time to be smiling, right? I still love that he thinks he's gonna come back to class and they're not gonna know what he did.
Right?
Mion knows.
Uh-huh.
Rina most definitely knows.
Rika knows everything.
Rika knows everything.
Rika knew before it happened.
Yeah, Rika knew when this game started that it was gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
And Satoko probably knows.
Mm-hmm.
Satoko knows something's gotta be up. Her uncle didn't come back.
Yeah.
What's he up, binge drinking? No. He binge drinks at home and then punches her in the face. You accomplished so much just to gain a new life starting today, didn't you? Then you should be happy at this new morning. If remembering the past is too hard for you, then just consider everything up to yesterday as having never happened. You said so yourself. All 16 years of his life. You'd bury it all like it never happened. Well, your wish came true. Everything before yesterday never happened. So be happy, Keiichi Maebara. Yay. Keiichi went. Yay. I love this guy. I stuck my hands up lazily. It felt a little silly for me to be the one doing it. I heaved a sigh from deep in my belly. That sigh got my lungs moving. It felt like I hadn't been breathing until just now. I like that Keiichi is like, he woke up like canonically dead. Like his body isn't moving, and he had to like manually reactivate every organ in his fucking body. This dude's gonna forget to turn on his liver and get jaundice.
Oh no.
Jaundice these nuts. It wasn't enough to admonish myself over. He just looks at me. All the dice that could be thrown already had been. And the numbers that turned up weren't bad at all. If I lost with those numbers, then I'd just have to give up, I guess. I grabbed the chest of my pajamas and flapped it back and forth. Cool air flowed over my sweating body. Okay, nothing before yesterday happened. Nothing. Nothing at all. I'd forget it all. Yesterday was all a dream. What time was it? About midday? Getting myself up and going to school this late seemed kind of absurd. How come his parents didn't wake him up?
I don't think they're.
But I needed to go.
Did that? Oh wait, actually, I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm like, I thought in this canon his parents are still here, yeah.
I don't know.
I felt like going to school would be the first step in my peaceful new life. I didn't care how late it was. I would go. I'd go to school right now and get back to the life I had retaken as soon as I could. My lazy body immediately became lighter at the thought. I rolled out of the futon, bounced onto my knees, then leapt upright. How is he, like, not sore at all? He stuck the superhero landing, though. Mm-hmm. Nice! Stuck the landing. I stuck out my chest with pride at my gymnast-like pose, then took a deep breath of fresh air. This is the best I've seen Keiichi ever in the entire series.
He literally, the most alive you've ever seen Keiichi is after he's killed somebody.
Yeah.
He's taken his life force. he took Satoko's uncle's life force.
He's a vampire. He just and just steals your fucking soul, dude.
He's a Highlander.
I like that one. That's good. I like that one. The brisk morning air had been gone for a while, replaced by the crisp air of the summer. Downstairs, I got a stern talking to by my mother. Where were you last night? When did you get back? You need to tell me when you won't be home for dinner. Things like that. But considering the importance of what I'd accomplished yesterday, a little scolding was no problem. In fact, it even felt like the sort of thing that would happen in such a peaceful life. I listened with an irresponsible smile and stepped out into the sun high overhead. It was around the time lunch break would be ending. Everyone would probably be worrying about me. I didn't go to the festival and now I wasn't at school. Well, maybe they weren't too worried about it. Since they would have gotten a small piece of news, but a happy one from Satoko today. Yes, the small piece of news that her uncle hadn't come home last night. Satoko would probably live her days in nervous tension for a while, thinking he might still come home. But eventually, those days would end. And finally, Satoko too would realize her uncle was never coming back. And then, Rika-chan would quietly invite her. She would say, "You can live with me again," and everything would be back to normal.
He's got it all planned out.
Yep.
He knows exactly what's going to happen.
He's not gonna get there, and then Mion is just gonna look at him, do the Doomjack face, and just know immediately that won't happen.
No.
I mean, he just asked her or something if she could kill her uncle.
Right.
If she could kill Satoko's uncle. Oh no, it's Higurashi. She's not gonna know. It's not at all what like Satoshi did, where he killed his aunt and then left.
It's gonna be different. It's not gonna be like
It's
Satoshi.
different. He's different, man.
He's built different
He's
than
built
Satoshi.
better, bro. Our lives would... and everything would be back to normal. Our lives would go back to how they were before that man appeared. Satoko would start wearing that extraordinary smile, complete with those protruding canines, and fool everyone with those traps she was so proud of. I was really hoping I think I said before, I was hoping his play would be that he baits him out into like the Viet Cong trap making that like Satoko did. Maybe that's where Keiichi gets killed this chapter. Yeah. After he kills Satoko.
Just runs into fucking Satoko's traps.
Yeah.
And Satoko walks up, finds him, and then dies.
No, I think he like kills Satoko out of like a crime of passion, you know? And then is like, oh my god, I have to bury your body, and he's like carrying her through the woods, and he like falls into the
He's gonna do the fucking Tokyo Ghoul carrying her friend.
Yeah. And then he missteps, and Satoko's like cock exploder 9000 goes off, and he dies instantly on impact. Dick first.
Appropriate.
Yeah. You know, there's a werewolf movie where he transforms dick first. It's called Wolf Cop. It's actually a lot of fun. I'd probably be her first target out of everyone, but I wouldn't be mad. In fact, I might actually shed tears of joy at the return of something so normal. Satoko. She'd gradually grow back into that meddlesome personality of hers. I mean, my lack of useful life skills was already completely exposed. His lack of useful life skills, like killing people. I wondered if I'd ever be a match for Satoko. But that would be such a pleasant thing to see, too. And with such warm, fuzzy predictions, I didn't feel bad for going to school so late. In fact, I wanted to run there now to get there as soon as I could. Instead, I decided to savor the peacefulness of just going to school like normal, without running. The world I'd obtained for myself, that gave me joy just by walking like this. Yes, the world beginning on this very day was something I had won. Without that monumental feat yesterday, I would never have been able to come to school so cheerfully today. The school gate came into sight. Just then, I heard the principal ringing the bell to mark the end of lunch break. It was a clear, refreshing sound. The spirit bell. A ghost. Gorp. I stopped despite myself and let myself take it in. Tap. I had stopped suddenly. So there was an extra footstep. It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. I can't believe schizophrenic Keiichi, like his schizo personality, has been following him for like 24 hours. Plus.
It's always following.
Or is it, oh yeah, Shiro-sama. Oh, wooga 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 wooga. You know? You want me to do it again? Or was that enough?
I think one take is that was a good take.
Hold on,
we'll keep that one.
One more for the record, you know. Or was it, oh yeah, Shiro-sama. Wooga 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 wooga.
You know, you're not gonna like it when Oya Shiro-sama comes up and finally says "gorp" to you.
Oh yeah, Shiro-sama would go gorp. You know who the biggest gorper?
Who?
Oishi.
Oishi's the
Oishi
gorpist?
gorps the hardest.
He's the gorpist?
Yeah, he's the gorpist. I mean, look at him, dude. Oishi would definitely go, gorp. With the noise, the blessedness I was feeling throughout my whole body withdrew into any pore it could find. And if to replace it, I felt like hundreds of hairy caterpillars were crawling up my feet. I turned back, but of course, nobody was there. A single footstep could have easily been my imagination. But the footstep felt so ominous. This is just a Magnus case. That extra footstep I had heard, after seeing Takano-san off last night. With everything that happened on that insane night, I didn't mind something like that happening once. It's the end. It had been a hell of a night after all. In fact, having just one hallucination was pretty fortunate. But those footsteps should have ended with yesterday, so if I heard them again today, there was really only one thing it could have meant. Last night still wasn't over. It was still going. Still, that insane night forever. The step I heard, just that one extra footstep, was quietly ridiculing the nonsensical notion that the world starting today was completely different from the one that ended yesterday. My classmates playing in the schoolyard all vanished inside like the tide going out. When I approached the school, it felt like that warm, fuzzy scene had ended, and it didn't feel good. At the entrance, I took a quick look in everyone's shoeboxes. Satoko Hojo, she was here. Mion was here too. And Rena, of course. Even Rika-chan was here. I was waiting for it to be like, Rika's not here. And then I go, whoa! Tomata-kun and Okamura-kun were here. In fact, I didn't see any missing classmates. My new canon is that Okamura is Haru Okamura.
Is what?
Haru Okamura. That's my new canon.
Okamura?
Yeah, Okamura. That she's in Higurashi.
He's no. This is the Okamura.
If there were shoes missing, they would have to be my own. I took my shoes off and stuck them in, then took out some slippers. There wasn't a single pair left in the shoeboxes anymore. With that, they returned to their rightful state. But as I stepped up onto the wooden floor, I noticed there was just one pair of slippers left. Whose? Satoshi Hojo. That's kind of weird.
That his shoes are still there?
Yeah. No, that's weird.
They don't know where he is.
Yeah, but they wouldn't, like, get rid of his shit?
No.
I mean, I guess his locker's still full.
Wait, you think when a kid runs away, everything that he belongs with, that he owns,
After, like,
gets
6
thrown
months?
away?
Yeah.
After a year?
You've been gone for a year, you're legally dead in my book. I'm gonna take everything...
Doesn't it take 7?
I'm gonna start scratching you out of photographs. You legally don't exist. Satoshi, who had never been to school since disappearing last year. Keiichi should take his slippers with him. Satoshi's and his own. Until now, we had committed the exact same act of violence. But I guess in the very end, it went differently. You couldn't make it to school, but here I am. I didn't repeat the same mistakes you had. I wasn't about to let myself feel superior about that. In fact, I felt an odd sense of familiarity with him. A misfortunate bond with someone I'd never met due to following the same fate. I headed down the hallway towards the usual classroom. It felt like it had been a whole year since coming here. Hey, did you forget Keiichi Maebara? Satoshi Hojo didn't really disappear on the night of the Tanagashi, did he? Satoshi Hojo disappeared a few days later. On Satoko's birthday, if I was right. When's Satoko's... Okay, never mind. I didn't know what day it was, but I couldn't say for sure that I'd avoided Satoshi's failure unless I remained here past that day. I was still living in that night of insanity. The teacher still hadn't come to the classroom. The other door clattered open. The one teacher that wouldn't use. What? The other door clattered open. The one that the teacher wouldn't use. So everyone turned around to see who had arrived. Everyone looked pretty vacant. Suppose I'll greet them. I'm about to really struggle to read. I can tell I am about to really struggle to read. I'm sorry, you're going to have to excuse me. This is about to be so bad. Oh, this is about to be so fucking bad. Oh no.
He's gonna have such bad secondhand embarrassment.
No. Dude, even when I used to read fan fictions, some of them I would literally have to stop reading and breathe for a minute before I could go back in. Oh, this is about to be so bad. I am an actor. I'm an actor. I'm an actor.
Listen, if what's his name? If he could act in Twilight, you can do this. Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson could be Batman and Edward from Twilight.
You can be Keiichi Maebara as being a fucking idiot.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I do thank you for coming all the way out here today. Silence. When I started to think I'd fallen flat, someone finally started laughing for me. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey Mion, what did your crush Keiichi Maebara do yesterday during the Tatarigoroshi? That's crazy, man. Good morning, Kei-chan. You're pretty energetic today.
Yeah, energetic. Maybe you haven't gotten out of the festive mood yet. How?
Hearing Mion and Rena's cheerful voices made me realize how dumb those dark feelings I'd been having at the entrance really were. Hey now, festive mood? I wasn't at the festival at all, remember? Before I could say that, Rika-chan smiled at me.
Keiichi, did you make sure to watch my dance?
Why?
Yep. He saw it just fine. Didn't you see how big of applause he gave you?
Gaslight? Gatekeep? Girl boss? And he ignored it when that blockhead Shion came up and made a pass at him. Take that, Shion. Wow, that felt good. Gaslight? Gatekeep? Girl boss? Dude!
Both gaslighting?
I told you, they all know instantly. They literally, like, Keiichi literally called me on, before he even called me on. Back when Keiichi told me on, hey, can you kill Satoko's uncle? She was like, he's gonna kill him. She was like, he's just gonna fucking do it. And they was like, yeah, I'm not, you know, you can take Satoko, it's fine. I got schoolwork to do, you know, I got business on the Watanagashi.
Errands to run.
Yeah, you know, I gotta buy some miso soup for the family, you know? And she's just like, he's gonna kill him. She's like, he's just gonna kill him. Like, he's just gonna fucking kill him. And then she calls Rena and it's like, he's gonna kill him. He's literally just gonna kill Satoko's uncle. There's nothing we can do about it. Rena goes, how? This, like, incredible violence star.
How? He's gonna do all that just for dear old Satoko? How?
Star. And then that's it. And then Keiichi shows up and they're like, hey, you were at the festival, weren't you, Keiichi?
Remember being at the festival? Didn't you have a great time at the festival, Keiichi?
Oh, it's gonna be so bad. Mion starts laughing at the memory and she slaps me on the back a few times. So, how'd that start? No?
Oh, I guess
Mario?
I was Tomota and Okamura last time, remember?
because you won't let me be Mario.
Because I hate your I hate Mario.
He won't let me be Mario.
I hate Mario.
What if I was Luigi?
You're not Chris Pratt, so you can't be Mario.
Fuck! But I'm a white guy with a beard!
So?
Who's not Italian? Very dumb at this one. Hey, Keiichi-kun.
Okay. Hey, Keiichi! So, how did that target practice contest turn out in the end?
They're all gaslighting. They're literally all gaslight gatekeep girl boss right now. Tomata-kun was facing me and talking. There was nobody behind me. That meant he was talking to me.
No, he's talking to the guy following you.
Tomatake turned up dead last. Everyone had a good time with his punishment game.
They're all covering, dude. They're all covering. They're all covering.
They're covering.
You notice we haven't seen Rat yet?
Yeah.
Her shoes are here. I like how it's playing the like spooky noise.
the distorted cicadas.
I don't know why Keiichi can't just realize they're all covering for him. Weren't you supposed to be the one in last place, Rika-chan? It was such a turnaround when you pulled off getting that chewing gum. I should have expected that from a member of my club. It was fantastic.
Also, like Enrica's phrasing.
Dead last.
Who said that? Oh, there.
Crying like that.
Keiichi fucking shoveled Okamura as he was trying to talk.
Fucking Kong is just fucking.
Wait, can I take over Okamura if I make him Haru?
Sure.
Joker. I gotta hear Haru real quick. Hold on.
No, I had Japanese voices, so.
She's kind of like Joker.
Yeah, because it's a shitty anime girl voice.
Yeah, because she's like, you know, a young lady.
Yeah. Haru's very like, hi, good day. It's me, Haru Okamura, with the biggest forehead in Persona Gaming.
Is that even true? I don't think that's true.
Have you seen her forehead? It's fucking massive.
Oh my
Like
god,
this.
Joker. Do you want to drink this coffee I made out of elephant shit?
That's
What?
canon. That's in the game. That's in the game.
I haven't done any
That's
of her
canon.
stuff yet,
if you
so I
do
don't know.
Haru's Social Link, she makes you drink elephant shit coffee. That's canon. That's canon. The beans came from elephant shit.
Oh, yeah, I
That's-
know that
yeah,
kinda
that's
shit.
That's canon in the game.
Haru, crying at a time like that is a feat only Furude would be allowed to do.
I'm a fan of that. I'm glad I've snuck my way back into Tomoto and Okamura.
Said Okamura-kun, breathing heavily from his nose. Everyone laughed. If anyone but Rika-chan had done it, it would have been against the rules. Rika-chan gave one of her Nipa smiles as she listened to it. In my direction. Rina too turned to me. No, turned towards me. And then, with a somewhat embarrassed smile, she whispered to me so only I could hear.
But really, thanks, Keiichi-kun.
They're like a murder.
Bro, he's not even there and he's fucking getting game.
They're like a murder cult now.
For what?
That giant stuffed animal. I was really happy. It's nice and safe It's nice and safe right at my bedside. And I made sure to give it a good night kiss before bed too. How star?
Alright,
He's got game even when he's not there.
hear me out.
Do you see what's happening here?
No, I see what's happening here, but hear me out. What if Keiichi killed Sadako's uncle and it time shifted him into Onikakushi? Thoughts? Because this is what happened at the Onikakushi fair.
Yeah.
Or Rika used her weird timeline magic juice to make everyone else think that Keiichi was there the whole time.
That's interesting. I wonder how that works.
Rika's magic, okay? She can do whatever she wants.
The class laughed at that, cheering and jeering. This whole time, the conversation had been a little bit off. I wasn't quite getting it.
I love Keiichi.
Why is he so unable to go with anything?
He has to know the truth. And he anything that does not align with his worldview is obviously just not true.
You know the like
It has to be brought out into the light.
there's a you know it's really unbearable with how I'm being held hostage. I'm barely surviving. And they're talking about like the bear that's holding them. Yeah, it's Keiichi would just look at them and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks." Or he'd be like, "Why do you keep saying bear?" I just
You got a vocal tech or something? Did you hit your head? What's going on? Love Keiichi.
why is he like this?
What's this about a stuffed animal?
What's this? Come on, we all worked.
Sorry. My accent just left.
Jesus, Rena, like, oh my, Harry, calm down. What are you from the Bronx? Like, all right, ease up.
Come on, we all worked really hard at the festival yesterday to get it down. Remember? The gigantic stuffed animal?
Come on, Keiichi.
The gigantic stuffed animal. Rena seemed taken aback, but when she answered, she did it with a smile.
We were having a hard time knocking it over, so we tried aiming at the forehead and rapid fire shooting and stuff. And then, Keiichi-kun, you got a whole bunch of guns ready beforehand and shot them all. It was so cool. How?
Wait, who was this?
Keiichi Gaming.
He just dropped the ball so hard.
All the people in the neighborhood association, including the chairman, were praising you so much at the party afterwards. One of them said he'd fallen in love with your way with words.
Tokuzo Kimiyoshi.
I know the Kimiyoshi part. Tokuzo?
Tokuzo.
Tokuzo. Tokuzo Kimiyoshi, the chairman of the children's committee, I think. He said he wanted you to He said he wanted you to entrust you with a few of the stalls at the next festival.
Oh yeah, that's a manga gamer moment.
Manga gamer.
Manga gamer moment.
He said he wanted to entrust you with a few of the stalls at the next festival.
Tokuzo is the chair of the refreshment booth. He's on the festival He's on the festival executive. He's on the festival executive committee. Mayabara-san is great at making things sound good, isn't he?
Yep. Whenever he talks about something, it seems a lot better than it actually is.
You can say that.
Oh my god, that laugh. That's so freaky.
That's from Tatarigoroshi.
Keiichi-kun, you'd be a great salesman. If you did a bargain sale on bananas or something, I bet it would go great.
It's just all the like subtext of them being like, hey, both us and the village is really appreciative of what you did. You did a great job. You were at the festival and did a bunch of fun stuff, right? We really all appreciate it.
We all saw you there, Keiichi. You were at the festival, right?
The child-
Here's everything you did while you were at the festival. Nice and listed for you. And then here's the person's gonna. Rena can vouch for the stuffed animal. Me and Xian can vouch. Here's all this stuff, Keiichi.
They're giving him an unshakable alibi.
Remember in Tatarigoroshi how Xian, everybody did the group thing when the bikers came and harassed him, and Xian told him that you know the village gets together and helps one another, and then I think Oishi. Ooh, have we talked about this? I think. Nope, I don't think Oishi's talked about this. Anyway, never mind. But
Point is, how Xian has talked about how the whole village will get together and that it's like, you know, hot fuzz, like a village conspiracy because they all cover for each other so that nothing legal can happen to anyone involved.
Oh, no, I think it wasn't Oni Kakushi where Oishi was saying like a villager could kill somebody and they arrested him, but a bunch of people will come in with alibis.
Yep.
And they got nothing
And
on
then they have nothing on them because everyone else has alibis. That's crazy how they're giving Keiichi literally a free ticket just to have.
Here's a get out of jail free card for you, Keiichi.
You killed a piece of shit that we all hate on the Watanagashi. Thank you. Here's a free alibi. You will never get charged for this. Just keep moving life like it's normal. Smiley.
Not even you killed somebody we don't like. It's just like, hey Keiichi, you're our friend. We know you did something stupid. Can you just like let's just make sure that we can beat the shit out of you later. Let's just make sure you don't get arrested first.
What have you all been talking about? I mean, I didn't go to the festival in the first place. I swallowed those words. I didn't know exactly why, but in Hinamizawa, this is what had happened. Jesus fucking Christ. Yesterday, during the Watanagashi festival, Keiichi Mayabara had appeared, and he had romped about with all the usual members of his club. He made a big scene at a few of the stalls, snatched a few sticks of takoyaki and takoyaki and
Okonomiyaki.
okonomiyaki.
Okinomi. Okay, I don't know how to.
Okinomiyataki.
Nitaki, yeah. I don't know.
Okonomiyataki in his glee, rating each of them as delicious or terrible to get everyone excited. And then they'd seen a gigantic stuffed animal at the target practice game, and everyone went after it. And then I got a whole bunch of the cork guns, firing them in rapid succession, throwing each one away after using it. And admirably, I shot down the biggest stuffed animal there. And then I gave the stuffed animal the proof of my victory to Rina as a gift. Then our fun came to a close as we had to go see Rika-chan's offertory dance. There was a ton of people squeezed in there, and we all got separated, but we each managed to get into a good position to cheer Rika-chan on from. Then, in the middle, when Shion came up and asked me to go hang out with her instead of watching the dedication dance, I refused, and stayed put, watching the dance until the very end.
See? He's putting it together perfectly fine.
I don't
But
know.
then his conclusion.
His conclusion is that somebody pretended to be him. His conclusion is not that they are covering for him, but that somebody showed up with his face and pretended to be Keiichi Mayabara and actually did all of these things. Not that they might be lying to cover for him, but that these things actually all happened with somebody pretending to be Keiichi. You know who it was? I bet it was Satoshi. I bet Satoshi came back and pretended to be Keiichi because they looked so similar and actually did all of these things.
But who was that? Well, everyone's been saying it, haven't they? Keiichi Mayabara. I had an urge to yell in anger at my classmates for having so much fun talking about the festival yesterday with Keiichi Mayabara. What the hell are you guys even talking about? Far stronger than the feeling, though, was the sheer uncanny nature of this reality I couldn't understand. A Keiichi Mayabara who wasn't me was in Hinamizawa yesterday.
See, here's the fun part. He's actually telling the truth. And during the Watanagashi festival, all of the games merge. And they all intersect. And so Keiichi
There's 3 Keiichis.
ran through all the festivals and then hung out with Shion because he got separated, so that Keiichi was away from the Keiichi that sat and watched, and then hung out with Shion, and then 3rd Keiichi killed Satoko's uncle, and then 4th Keiichi in Rika's game, it was just like standing there with like a sniper rifle watching all of them to make sure they didn't like merge.
Yeah.
Canon, by the way.
Canon.
Canon.
3 Keiichis.
Yeah.
The 3 Keiichi theory.
There's probably a theory out there. People believe me. It's not like the game has answers or anything.
As I threw away my humanity, turned into a demon, and was busy beating Satoko's uncle to death. I was having a great time at the festival last night. What the hell? I had to suffer through so much, desperately holding back tears, getting so worn out in that downpour, digging holes, chasing, beating, killing, dragging and burying. Who was this Keiichi Mayabara who had ignored me and spent such a fun, carefree time at the festival, damn it? Who the hell stood in for me as I put my life on the line working so hard to achieve this treasure-like life every day? If there was another Keiichi Mayabara besides me, then what was I? On the night of the Watanagashi, where one died and one disappeared, in the accordance with Oyashiro-sama's curse, there was only a demon who had killed someone. Dumbfounded as I succumbed to a horrible possibility. Dumbfounded as I succumbed to a horrifying possibility, I looked around at my classmates to make sure there was nobody extra I didn't recognize among them. To make sure I wasn't among them. Among us.
Among us. Keiichi is the imposter.
Do 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 do.
Boom, boom. It was a horrifying thought. That the real Keiichi Maebara hadn't overslept and had come to school on time. And that I, who was no longer Keiichi Maebara, had just waltzed in here. But no, but no matter how much I checked, the only people here were the ones I knew. The man I met every time I looked in a bathroom mirror was not here.
They're just watching him have like a schizophrenic meltdown. And Chie's gonna walk in and Keiichi's gonna be like, "Are you Keiichi?" And Chie's just gonna look at him and be like, "I thought you were at the festival last night and had a great fun time, Keiichi."
You are Chie.
I know. Okay, everyone! Time to start afternoon classes! Please take your seats. President, please lead the class. See, she's different from Haru. You can tell.
Indeed.
Indeed. The teacher entered and everyone hurried back to their seats. Upon finding me, who was stupidly late, she gave me a stern talking to, but I wasn't listening to it. Wasn't our old life supposed to start today?
It literally is. And he's just like, no. Nuh-uh. We haven't seen Satoko. Satoko's not here. She was the Keiichi Maebara at the festival. And then there was another Satoko Hojo.
Something wasn't right. It was just strange.
The uncle he killed was Satoko Hojo. And the person here is her uncle.
No! The Satoko's uncle is Satoko Hojo theory.
Could you imagine the big man, just uncle, coming into school and sitting at one of the kids at Satoko's little baby kid desk?
He's just like, "Oh, hi guys. How are we doing today? Don't you want to have some fun escapades?" And then he like takes an eraser and just clocks a kid over the head with it. It's like not even a trap.
Just throwing buckets at people.
I was supposed to go back to my old, fun life after yesterday. I had set foot in an incomparably mysterious world that was completely different from both my old life and my recent one. Yes, this was, without a doubt, a different world than the one I'd been living in until now. There was no way such an absurd thing could be possible. But, unless it was true, I couldn't explain anything that had just happened.
Cool.
Because they're gonna call the gate. And if the phone's over there, I'm not gonna notice it.
In this classroom, I was surrounded with so many faces I knew, and yet I felt isolated. The cicadas sounded no different than they had before, but they seemed somehow false. The air was parched and dry, too, making me think, was the air in Hinamizawa always this uncomfortable?
He's in false Namizawa.
Fake Hinamizawa.
Otherwise known as Hinamizawa. Like, phenomena? And that Nene. He thought it was funny. He smirked.
Hey, Runa.
What is it? We're in class.
About the festival yesterday. About... when would you say I got there?
She's just gonna think.
Could you be more specific about my alibi, please? Huh?
Fuck, I forgot about that. Go ahead. Keiichi.
What? To be honest, I was pretty excited afterwards, and I gobbled down some cans of beer. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but I don't quite remember some things. For random babbling, it wasn't a bad excuse.
Keiichi-kun, you said you couldn't come at first, didn't you? You called Mi-chan's house about it, right?
That matched. I called Mion and told her to take Sadako in my place, since I wouldn't be able to meet up with them due to the things I had to do.
We all decided while we were setting up for the festival that we'd invite Satoko-chan. We wanted to bring her.
I agree.
We wanted to bring her out someplace where she couldn't see her uncle for a little while.
That was the same too. Mion said that when I called her.
You think Keiichi killed Sadako's uncle and just started slamming brewskis?
I would.
That everyone had already decided to invite her.
And then we all went. Me, Mi-chan, and Rika-chan to Sadako-chan's house and brought her out. Sadako-chan's uncle seems like a really mean person.
That part didn't matter. What I was trying to ask was, when did I meet up with you?
How could you forget that? Keiichi-kun, I think you shouldn't be drinking until you're an adult.
Keiichi was blackout drunk during the whole festival.
Whatever. When did I meet up with you?
Well...
Cover for me more specifically! At my sudden threatening demand, Reno was at a loss for words. Oops, I shouldn't have rushed that. I told her I was sorry.
Thank you, Mion.
It was at the shrine grounds. It was unexpected. You were talking to Rika-chan, weren't you?
Yep. You were having fun talk with Rika-chan, and her shrine maiden outfit. And then Rena came up and said, "How? I'm taking you home."
Okay, but what if it actually is? What if he's right? Don't laugh.
What if Keiichi's right?
What if he's right?
Wait.
What if the 3 Keiichi theory is real?
He's gonna gaslight himself into thinking the Keiichi theory, 3 Keiichi theory is real.
But what if it is? What if there was another Keiichi, huh?
Where is he?
Dead.
Okay, who killed him?
Sadako. Why do you think Sadako's not here?
Sadako's here. Her shoes are in the box.
She's not in the scene. That's why she's not here.
Okay.
She killed the 3 Keiichis. She baited him out into the Viet Cong traps, and then she's dead. They're dead.
She felt a disturbance in the fabric of reality and
Yeah.
knew she had to take care of business.
Yeah, exactly.
I was talking...
Everybody usually has to kill their own duplicates, but she knew she had to do it for Keiichi.
Exactly, or else he'd lose it.
I was talking to Rika-chan.
And I asked, Kei-chan, didn't you have something to do today?
I agree.
Then you pounded your chest and said it yourself. That letting loose at the festival was more important than some silly errand.
He could have just gone, yep, I was there. I did that. That would have been it. And then he could have just moved on with his life. And the rest of this game doesn't have to end where he kills Sadako, you know? He's gonna kill
How many less people would think he would die if he believed them?
at least 3. I am suspecting Keiichi kills at least 2 other people and then dies at the end. He dies at the end of every game. So I'm suspecting at least 3 more people are gonna die because Keiichi didn't just go, yeah, I was at the festival. We're gonna
Just
have 3 more bodies.
Okay,
Just 3.
3 more bodies.
Yeah, my call is 3 more bodies. Usually they don't kill like 100 people in Higurashi.
Okay, 3
Keiichi
more
actually
bodies.
sets off a nuclear bomb and kills the entire country.
You
of
heard it
Japan.
here first. Connor says Keiichi kills 3 more
3.
people.
He's one of them. He kills
He's
two,
one
he
of them?
kills
He
2 more
kills 2 more
people,
people,
and then he
okay.
gets killed. So I think we'll have 3 more bodies. He actually kills Oishi. He's gonna kill Oishi and Irie,
Okay.
and then Takano's gonna kill him.
Gotcha.
Actually, not Irie. He kills Satoko because he thinks she is Irie, and then Takano's gonna kill him.
I didn't say that. I never said anything like that. I never even went to the shrine grounds yesterday to begin with. I never had the time to stop by a place like that. I went to dig the hole as soon as I woke up. I had a pretty hard time doing it. After that, I snuck into the school and made a call. I called him out and lay in wait. And then it started to raining really hard. With that kind of downpour, the festival should have come to a halt. In other words, it ended then. From the time the festival started to when it ended, it would have been impossible for me to have swung by the shrine grounds. I was already there when Mion and the others dragged Sadako out and brought her to the shrine, and I was talking to Rika-chan. Then, where would Rika-chan say we met? Jesus Christ. I hate him. The teacher went out to wash her hands, so I ran over to Rika-chan's desk and asked her directly.
With you?
Yeah. We were talking to each other before Mion and the others got there, right? When did we see each other? When and where?
I don't know what you're trying to ask.
You know, Keiichi just drank so much beer.
I drank so much beer I lost some of my memory. I don't remember a thing. It looked like Rika-chan bought into my babbling.
We saw each other when the mayor and the others came out of the assembly hall. You were in front of the ritual implement storehouse.
Huh? What? The ritual implement storehouse? I'd never heard of a building called that before. Or maybe I have, but at the very least, I wouldn't know where on the shrine grounds it was.
The mayor got real angry at you, since you shouldn't go near holy places without authority, remember? Keiichi, did you forget that too?
What? I'm believing the Keiichi. The 3 Keiichi theory. On God, I take it back. They're not trying to gaslight him. They actually met him. Hey man, I didn't think Shion was real. And we saw what happened. I don't think Meiichi Keibara.
4 Ichi. 3 Ichi.
3
It's normally K1. It's K.
K3, yeah. I think K3 is real. I think this is canon.
He's K-san. Oh
Yeah.
shit, he's actually K-san.
Yeah?
Ichi ni-san.
Yeah, Kei-san. I was too scared to ask anymore. The more I asked, the more it became clear without any doubt that Keiichi Mayabara was present at the Furude Shrine Grounds during the
Keiichi Mayabara was president of the United States.
I said it, and then my brain. I said it, and then my brain went Keiichi shit himself at the Vatican. And then I went back to the Keiichi brown note joke. I'm fucking.
The Vatican was just playing the brown note just directly at him, just aiming all the speakers at him. Those sniper guns with the brown note. No, that needs. Do you think that's a secret CIA weapon somewhere in some warehouse?
They could just make you shit yourself.
The brown note, like sniper rifle.
You imagine they like made Hitler shit himself while he was giving like his iconic speech.
You know how they always had they tried to like bomb him. They tried to make him bomb himself.
hate Higurashi and what it's done to me. The more it became clear, without any doubt, that Keiichi Maebara was present at the Furude Shrine Grounds during the Watanagashi Festival. The clearer that became, the more doubts, no, fears I had. Who on earth was I yesterday? Whoever that was, he had a good time in my place, and managed to go the entire day without letting them notice I wasn't there. Oh, right. When did that person leave everyone?
Satoshi. It was just Satoshi.
This morning, my mother got mad at me for having stayed out so late last night. Which meant, at the very least, that Keiichi Maebara hadn't come home while my mother was still awake. The festival would have been closed because of the downpour. If I recall right, when I went back to the house's storage room to get another shovel, I think the clock said 7. Since it was already raining hard by then, the festival would have had to close down before 7. If I'd returned that early, I would have definitely run into my parents. Or, at the very least, they wouldn't have asked me when I got back last night. So, the Keiichi Maebara from yesterday, that meant he never went home. That meant the downpour happened, the festival was broken up, everyone left. But he didn't go back to the house. That means... When I arrived at the natural conclusion, a wicked chill suddenly froze my spine and climbed up to my brain. The third footstep.
Oh, he made the Satoshi conclusion that I made. Okay, but how hard would that have gone?
3 Keiichis.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
But also, how hard would have the fact that just Satoshi showed up and was just like, "Hey guys, I'm Keiichi," and they were like, "Oh, how you doing, Keiichi?" And just he was actually at the festival. Not that it's like an alibi, but Satoshi was actually there the whole time. And they were just like, "Yep, you're a Keiichi," and then Satoshi Ghost Oshi just went and then disappeared. He was a ghost at the festival. That's what I'm getting at.
Be pretty funny.
The spirit of Satoshi was at the festival. You say that like it's going to happen.
That meant Keiichi Maebara was the same as Satoshi. One day, he never went home. On the night of the Watanagashi, he never went home. The downpour interrupted the festival, and on the way home, he suddenly disappeared. And I, who was dealing with the corpse, went home without a problem. I was so tired that I wasn't even hungry, so I went up to my room without a sound and crawled into my futon. Who was I? That much was obvious. Keiichi Maebara. Keiichi Maebara was me. There may have been another one, but that doesn't negate the fact that I was Keiichi Maebara. Then, that other Keiichi Maebara was what? The voices of the cicadas steadily filling the classroom were beginning to bother me. Suddenly, I laid eyes on Satoko.
There she is.
Monka, dude. Monka. They did a good job with the...
Depressed Satoko.
Yeah. Is this a different team, or is this still... Rikishi?
No, it's Manga Gamer.
Oh, okay. Manga Gamer did an alright job with this one.
As Satoko's expression was dark as always, she seemed completely exhausted, at a life of agony she couldn't even imagine an ending to. What had last night been like for Satoko? Did she have fun with everyone and feel a little happier, even if for a moment? And when she went home, the end of her dream, she'd probably gone to sleep afraid of when her uncle would return. And then, this morning, her uncle hadn't come home. And then she went to school. Right now, she must have still been trapped by that rotten idea from which she couldn't be saved. That her uncle would need her when she got back. But you can rest easy, Satoko. Your uncle won't ever be coming back.
He just says it out loud to her, like, this whole time he's just speaking aloud.
I couldn't tell her it was because I killed him. When Satoko realized on her own that her uncle would never return, then that would truly be the end of a long, insane night. That's right. I didn't do anything wrong. I did the best possible thing I could have as Satoko's Nini. Not an atom in my body regretted it. And look, calm down and think, Keiichi Maebara. From a certain point of view, isn't it convenient there was another Keiichi Maebara? I buried the corpse perfectly.
It was Satoko's uncle. His dead, beaten to death body was at the festival the whole time.
Yeah. At all. Jeez.
Like time loop, you know?
A beginning wouldn't happen. But if worse came to worse, then it got out, and the investigation got to me. I now had a strong alibi, able to profess the fact that I'd been at the Tanagashi festival. But accepting something so creepy and using it as an alibi is still, if I proved I hadn't gone to the festival yesterday, it would do no good and a whole lot of harm. That was what left the really actual bad aftertaste. You'll forget about it, Keiichi Maebara. Everything that happened before today. So just forget about the Keiichi Maebara who was there yesterday, too. Instead, let's watch gently over Satoko for the day her smile returns. And the day that would mark the end of that insane, all too long night.
Keiichi's just not gonna pay attention to his studies, and he's gonna fail his next test. That's all for today, class. Please go straight back to your homes, everyone. President, if you would. Hello, it's me, Mion. Everybody stand up. At attention. Bow. Goodbye.
I thought about many things, and saw my thoughts dispersed by many other things. I didn't know whether or not that time had been spent worrying or daydreaming, but either way it came to an end along with the class. Cheerfully, our classmates got their things and ran for the hallway. Mion, Rena, and Rika were packing up as well. What about Satoko? This whole day, she seemed deflated. Well, her uncle may not have returned last night, but
She wouldn't.
But she wouldn't have known he'd never return. How much I wanted to express that fact to her. Satoko packed up her pencil box and math workbook messily, and after a dark glance at the clock, heaved a sigh. Then went to leave the classroom. You fucking...
Is it him? Did he do it?
Then, suddenly, somebody placed a hand on her shoulder and stopped her.
Can we just quit playing the game? Like, can we stop? He's gonna kill Satoko.
You want Dylan to come through that door right now.
He's
so
gonna
bad.
kill Satoko. He's going to kill Satoko.
Yeah, hello, the rat. Yeah, sniveling around. But it's gotta be much fatter. What is it? I watered the plants like I was supposed to, and got all the printouts done.
Her words, possessed by a persecution complex, hurt. I spoke loudly so everyone could hear.
Can we stop?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why, you bastard?
Why not, you stupid bastard? It's not possible. Why not?
I'm glad you got where I was going with that. Oh, man. I don't even want to hit enter. I don't even want to see what else is.
Hey everyone. Oh, why don't we have club today? It's been a while.
My My foot is like cramping. I'm like pushing my foot down with an atom of 1,000 forces because I can't use my hands.
Satoko had to tend to her uncle, so club has been on hiatus. In our minds, our club was proof of a calm, peaceful life. By enjoying being together, I wanted to make Satoko realize her days of darkness were over.
Okay, I'll do it. Meep.
Well, I mean, I don't mind. If it's okay with Satoko. Under a condition. That was important. With everything up to her, Satoko gave a worried look. My God. Why? Come on, Satoko. It's been a long time. Let's go crazy. Why? Why?
Well, I'm happy you feel that way, but
My uncle might already be home. Thus spoke her darkened eyes, her mouth unmoving.
This is gonna take a while.
are you serious?
Wait, I mean,
No.
how you're tackling this? Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
This is so bad.
You've been choking on life every day for a while. You must be about to suffocate. It's not good for your mind or body. Once in a while, you've got to have some fun.
Like, I'm sweating. I'm like, my feet are sweating. Like, I'm actually just sweating right now. Please, leave it alone. It's not like I don't want to do club again.
With one word, but she looked down.
And I hate how quiet it is. It's horribly quiet. It's the type of quiet where it's deafening.
Satoko, you know as well as anyone that it's more fun being with everyone, right? We're friends. That means we could spend time with each other. I mean, you had a great time at the festival yesterday with everyone, didn't you?
I'm gonna have a stroke.
Rena nearly said something, but she was too late.
She wasn't at the festival yesterday? What happened yesterday?
What happened at the festival?
What happened on the day of the Watanagashi? What?
Read. So.
But then why did he leave? She would have been there. Then where was she? Because she would have been at home. But when he called and was like, your stupid daughter's in prison, her uncle was like, oh, that dumb bitch, let me go get her.
Mm-hmm.
But then she wasn't at the festival.
She wasn't home yet.
Well, then where the fuck was she?
Not home.
Oh my god. Oh no. Or is she gonna be like, Keiichi, you weren't at the festival? Keiichi-san, what are you saying?
My arm on her shoulder seemed to weigh her down, and she threw it off.
When exactly was I playing and having fun at the festival? The only one having fun was you, Keiichi-san.
Huh? I looked over to Mion for help, but now everyone was looking down. My instincts told me that Satoko hadn't gone to the festival.
He's got some sharp ass instincts. He's got some sharp fucking instincts, you know that? I'm sorry. He's pretty good at that one.
He's got it down. Fucking write it down, Keiichi, just so you don't forget.
But Rena said it herself. that she went with me on to Sadako's house to invite her.
Sadako-chan left on the way there. She didn't go to the shrine.
Why? I realized the absurdity of what I just said with Sadako in front of me.
She said her uncle was waiting at home, and she couldn't have fun by herself when we were in front of the shrine.
We tried to stop her, too. We told her uncle said it was okay and that he wouldn't get mad if she had a good time.
At some point, tears had begun welling up in Sadako's eyes. Sadako was so afraid of her uncle that she couldn't even allow herself time with her friends and went home. No, she was even afraid of letting herself have a good time with her friends.
Keiichi,
Pick up the pace with her voice just a little bit.
alright. Keiichi-san, you must have it nice, having a blast at the festival all night. They told me that you went all out, didn't you? I'm very envious.
Smiling to herself, her tears began to fall.
I hate this chapter. This chapter sucks. Why is it in the game? I must provide for my uncle. It's completely different from you, with how you let your parents do everything.
Sadako,
I'm so glad you enjoyed yourself at the festival. I'm so glad you had enough fun for me, too. I mean, I want to participate in the club, too. Making such a racket with everyone is so much fun. But right now, I can't.
unable to withstand such violent emotion, a few teardrops slid down her cheek. But even though she was having such a terrible time, not once did she ever say that it was hard for her. It was a sad, obstinate bravery. But the days when Satoko had to feel like that were over. Satoko didn't need to endure it, to bear it anymore. She could forget all about that now and smile.
He's literally gonna look at her and be like, I killed your uncle.
He's going to spill. I was so frustrated at not being able to tell her that directly. Instead, I said something. Oh, Jesus. That I'm not sure I should have said, before I thought twice about it.
Hey, Satoko, did you know I killed your uncle in cold blood? Like, I literally beat him to death. I beat him to death for you. Isn't that cool? Don't you love me?
In front of everybody.
Aren't you so happy that I'm your Nini and I protect you and I kill people in your name? Did you know that? Did you know? Did you know that I literally fucking kill people? Hi, it's me, Keiichi. He didn't come back, did he? How would he know that? How would he know that? How would he know that he didn't come back? Unless he was the reason that he didn't come back. Oh, I hate Keiichi so much.
He didn't come home, did he? The words were deeply meaningful to me, but I didn't know if Satoko understood them.
Didn't come home. Who?
He didn't come home last night, did he? Your uncle?
What if he did? I'm gonna scream.
What if her uncle came home
If
last night?
Satoko says her uncle came home, who did Keiichi get?
Keiichi.
Okay, but like, now I don't know if he actually killed her uncle. Did he? Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, he didn't know what he looked like. He just knew what the bike looked like.
You've seen him before.
Yeah, but he was pretty confident.
He was pretty confident. He was looking. He waited to see. He saw the bike. He's like, "That's his bike," but see the person on it. Yeah, that's the guy, and he went after him.
He killed Satoshi.
Satoshi was coming home.
Remember when I was like, Satoshi was coming home and he killed Satoshi, like the very first time when he killed Keiichi?
Fucking imagine.
Oh man, could you imagine how horribly tragic that would be?
That'd be incredibly tragic.
That would be actually the saddest this arc gets, and then he kills Satoko.
That'd be the funniest shit.
What are you talking about, Keiichi-san?
And Satoko shouted with all her might.
Who did he kill? Who did he kill? Who did he kill? Did he kill Satoshi? Did he actually kill Satoshi? Did he kill Satoshi? Did he actually kill Satoshi? Did Satoshi come home on the night of the Watanagashi and then he killed Satoshi? Are you telling me he actually killed Satoshi?
I'm not saying that.
Oh my god, he killed Satoshi. He actually killed
This is purely your speculation.
Oh my God.
I have not confirmed
Oh
nor denied.
My
Your
fucking
theory.
god, he killed Satoshi. He actually killed. I was right.
I've not confirmed nor denied
He
this
actually
theory.
killed Satoshi. What the fuck, man? When has he not been there? When?
Calm down. I mean, he didn't come home yesterday, did he?
I don't understand what you're trying to say, Keiichi-san.
Sadako, what are you talking about? I mean, that man, I killed him. Killed him yesterday. Killed him for sure. And I buried him. Buried him whole. He could never have returned to his house.
Even yesterday, he was torturing me so much. He yelled at me. He shouted at me. He found fault with everything I did. He threw the dinner I made him on the floor. He dumped his bowl of miso soup on me too. It was hot. It was messy. And I cleaned all of it up. I cleaned all of it. Color dimension, Keiichi.
Night?
And this morning, when he woke me up to make up breakfast, he got so mad at me. He would have gotten mad at me whenever I'd gotten up or not. What? It's close enough.
Sadako.
Oh no, that's Rika. Whoops.
Satoko,
Rika-chan went over to Sadako and said a few words of consolation. But Sadako angrily refused those words and thrust Rika-chan away.
Who did he kill? Who did he kill? Is Sadako schizophrenic? Or did he kill someone else? Who did he kill?
Of course Sadako's schizophrenic, of course. What else could it be other than Sadako's schizophrenic?
He killed Satoshi.
I love that.
Mimi! Mimi! Come back! Come back! Do you like the Satoshi theory?
I think it's a great theory. I love it. It's my favorite theory you've ever made.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Satoshi comes back the night of Watanagashi and Keiichi fucking kills him.
Crying, Sadako slowly walked out into the hallway. After a moment, Rika-chan went after her. I couldn't stop thinking about the words Sadako had spoken while crying. I buried her uncle last night, but she said this morning that was impossible. I buried him last night, so she couldn't have seen her uncle this morning. What was Sadako? At that point, I heard Mion's cold voice. Hey, Kei-chan. What did you mean about Sadako's uncle?
Gulp.
Look at love Keiichi.
It's the fact that we synced on that. Like, that wasn't even intentional. We both just looked at the line and just went, gulp.
I said too much. I let my emotions get the better of me.
Rena heard it too. You said Sadako-chan's uncle didn't come home.
Why? Why didn't he come home?
That's strange. Sadako-chan's uncle was right there this morning, wasn't he? So why would you say he didn't come back? come back.
Kei-chan, you've been saying weird things for a while. Suddenly, Mion and Rena started to speak in strange and creepy voices.
See, that's the tough part, is they give you all the lines and then they're like, and they said that in an incredibly high, weird dialect that you did not read it in.
No,
What?
I think we accurately portrayed that.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty accurate.
I think we did all right.
What were they doing? What were they saying? Kei-chan, isn't it somehow inconvenient? Fuck. Kei-chan, is it somehow inconvenient for you that Sadako's uncle to be— What?
For
Kei-chan, is it somehow inconvenient for you for Sadako's uncle to be around? No. What are you talking about? Of course it would be better if Sadako's uncle wasn't here.
Yep, that's true, of course. If only he wasn't here, right?
Something wasn't right.
Yikes.
Oh, wait. The next thing I knew, Mion and Rena were smiling thinly, and their eyes were dark and muddy in a way that I'd never seen before. And as our eyes met, the mud seemed to fill the air. Buried. Sadako's uncle is an awful person, no doubt. I think we'd all be better off with him gone just as much as you do. But he's here. There's nothing we can do, right? Nothing we can do. There's something wrong. Or something's wrong. Something's clearly wrong here. What the hell was happening? After a moment, a chilly, liquid-like feeling, as though my blood had been mixed with sherbet, crawled up my spine. Sherbet.
Good choice, Keiichi.
I had no choice. I mean, of course there isn't, but then Sadako will never...
If there's no choice,
Excuse me.
if there's no choice, what would you do?
Rena was trying to prompt me to say more. There really was no choice, so I killed him. I killed him to protect Sadako. That's... Leave him alone. I think things will resolve themselves soon enough.
Sadako-chan said her uncle was here, so he's here. He was here yesterday, and he's here today. She said so it's fine, right? Right?
Mion and Rena were speaking unbelievably dismissively.
I appreciate that it's like
We made a whole alibi for you, Keiichi.
smiley.
Smiley. So it's okay that he's here, right, Keiichi? Because he
Smiley.
did nothing wrong, right, Keiichi?
Smiley.
Smiley.
The whole time.
Star. Keiichi. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, I appreciate how Rena is easier to goad into going sicko mode than Mion is. Like, it takes a lot more for Mion to go sicko mode. She has a higher, like...
That's her secret, Captain. She's always in sicko mode.
Yeah, Mion has, like, a higher bullshit tolerance than Rena does. Rena will slip really quickly into, like, I'm literally going to skin you, and Mion will be like, hey, man, let's
All you
calm
gotta
down.
do is mention Oyashiro-sama.
And she's like, you know? You know the aneurysm fart noise? Like
Aneurysm fart noise?
yeah, you never seen the brain aneurysm meme? There's a brain aneurysm. It's like.
What does the sorting algorithm sound?
I'll pull it up after this too. Hold on.
How could they be talking like that? Mion and Rena, they were my friends, and were seriously worried about Sadako's abuse, weren't they? They would never blurt out something like this. And I definitely killed Sadako's uncle. No matter what Satoko or anyone else says, I wouldn't acknowledge it because him being alive was impossible. There's no way he was alive. It was impossible. And yet, since Satoko herself said he was here, then he was alive. I didn't know why or how, but suddenly Mion and Rena were at my side, standing there silently. They're gonna kill him. Let's go home, Kei-chan.
After we leave, Rena wants to go treasure hunting for the first time in a while. Mi-chan is coming too.
They're treasure hunting his body. They are going to hunt Satoko's uncle's body. Hey, did you bury it deep enough for the dogs not to smell it?
You know, mountain dogs can eat big.
These are the dogs.
These are the
These are the mountain dogs, you
these
know?
are mountain dogs.
Kei-chan, you should come along. Of course, you're not allowed to refuse. If words could freeze blood, then there was no doubt that they would have frozen me solid. I could hear it, a layer of thin ice, the sound of all my muscles tensing. And with them closely at my sides, we left the school, as if they were police officers taking me away.